Hey there, I'm Brittni Schroeder, and business and marketing are my jam. I'm here to walk you step by step through this crazy thing we call business. I'm a small town girl, chocolate eating, Diet Coke drinking mom, marketing guru, automation Jedi, and all around good time. This is your weekly dose of all things business and life, sprinkled with some fun. This is the Redefine Business Podcast. Welcome to another episode of Redefine Business Podcast. I'm excited for my guest today. I have been featuring some girl bosses from Utah, and it's so fun to see these young girls just killing it in their business. So I'm super excited to bring on the podcast today, Maysen Minor from Beadology. Welcome, Maysen.
Thanks so much for having me. I'm pumped to be here. There's so many girl bosses and so many good stories to share. So thanks again.
I know. I love it. Well, Maysen, I just want to hear basically your story. Tell us your story.
Okay. Well, I guess I'll start with when I was little. So first of all, I'm a middle child. So if you know, you know. Mm-hmm. I didn't think it was a big deal, but I guess looking back, I was always looking for a way to stand out. And so I always had jewelry on. I always had an accessory that just put things over the top. And looking back, I think that was just my way of trying to feel special, as a kid. So I think that's where the jewelry came from. But from there, I think I was always looking for ways to just make a little extra money and do something cool. So I was always the lemonade stand girl. Mm-hmm. I did gymnastics. So later, as I got older, I started teaching tumbling in high school in my basement. Just things like that, anything to make a little bit of money. And then in college, I ended up going to UVU. I had no idea what I wanted to do in college. Did you happen to go to college, Brittni? Did you?
Yeah, I did. And I actually have a degree in exercise science that I've never used. So yeah. It's kind of a crazy time. My son's trying to figure out what he wants to do. And I'm like, gosh, it's such a hard, because you don't really know what you want to. I mean, the people who know right away, I'm so jealous of them that they're I want to be a doctor. I want to be an attorney. I'm so jealous of those people. But I think more people are just I have no idea. I don't know what I want to do. So yeah.
I feel like that is most people. You kind of just don't know.
Yeah.
And that was definitely me. Went to high school. I was the cheerleader. I did track. And then I ended up doing track in college. I was a pole vaulter of all things. So
awesome.
Kind of random.
Yeah.
But that was my only draw to college. Was UVU was hey, do you want to come pole vault on our team? And I was like, sure, that'd be great. So that was my only draw. But I never had any desire to go into a certain field. I just feel I could do decent in any of the ones, but none of them sounded for me.
Yeah.
Then one of the electives I took at UVU was an entrepreneurship class, and I loved it. We were challenged to start something new and think of something creative. And I thought it was so much fun. Anyways, I took that class. Anyways, served a mission later, Japan and California during COVID time. So I got both. And then anyways, got back from the mission. I took more entrepreneurship classes. And that's when I was challenged to start a business with just $1. And The teacher said, you don't even have to spend any money if you use stuff you have at home. And I was like, ooh, what do I have at home? And literally when the teacher talked about this challenge, I had this burning feeling of excitement in my heart. And I was like, holy crap, this is going to be really cool. I better take this seriously. Because you guys know, sometimes we don't take everything seriously.
Yeah.
We just kind of do it to do it.
Yeah.
So then I was like, what could I do? What could I possibly do? So I go home and I'm looking around for what do I have? And I had a small tube of beads and a little bit of string. So that's when I started making stretchy beaded rings. And I would sell them for $3 a piece to literally anybody I ran into. My classmates, my track team, my hairdresser, literally anybody. And that from selling a few rings, I'd make more money, spend it on more beads and string. And it just started growing. And during the class, whoever made the most money in the class got 100%, and whoever made
that's crazy.
Got 99 and so on.
Yeah.
Oh my gosh, my grade is on the line. So I ended up coming in 6th place. So I still got an A. That was great. And I just was like so thrilled after this. I was like, oh my gosh, I made money from doing schoolwork and I loved it. Like, what is this? And that's like, I feel like when that entrepreneurial bug just like kicked in so hard, I was like, this is the only way to do it. Like making my own money rather than working a job that pays like $12 an hour, you know? So I kept doing farmers markets and events.
Wait, did you form? Okay. So from that point on in the class, did you form like, okay, like I have a name, or were you just kind of selling it as like Maysen, like, oh, I'm just selling stuff? Or were you like, did you like, was it Beadology right from the beginning?
From the beginning, actually. So I did come up with like an Instagram account to help me sell. I was like so nervous to do this. It's like the most embarrassing thing, putting yourself out there online.
Yeah, it is.
It's the worst. But I started an Instagram account and I did the classic return missionary thing where you name your business after something from your mission.
Oh,
so it's called non-demo, which is a Japanese word that means like anything. So in my head, I was like, you can make anything, you can be anything. That's kind of why I picked that word. But turns out nobody else knew what that meant and nobody else could read it or pronounce it. So I was like, this is kind of a crappy name. So anyways, it was non-demo for like a year or two when I was doing farmers markets and I was still selling online. I'd make things and sell it and all that stuff. But at my first farmers market, we had a DIY table. So I just set up a little table and put out whatever beads I had. I didn't have a ton and had string. And I would help people make stuff. And at a farmer's market, if you've been, there's always thousands of jewelry booths. So that was kind of the thing that like set our booth apart, was like, you can make it yourself and just have a little activity. People love an activity and they love to feel proud of what they've made. So I realized from that first farmer's market, this is like the direction I need to kind of lean towards if I want to stand out. So we just kept doing DIY activities, events, and eventually, moms were like, can you come do my kids' birthday parties? I'm like, yes, let's do it. So eventually I was just traveling around all over Utah doing these birthday parties. And I got a little bit tired. I was like shoving crap into my car. I have a small little car. And I was like, man, if I had like a stationary place to be, like a retail storefront, that would be the dream. So I just started looking around. I didn't know where to look. I was like, Facebook Marketplace, retail storefront.
Oh, that's so funny.
Did not find anything on there. But eventually, just after a lot of prayer, a lot of just looking constantly, anywhere I was driving, I was like, ooh, it says now leasing. Ooh, this one's now available. Like, I had to call a lot of people. They don't always call you back. But finally, we found a few that worked. I got turned down a bunch of times. And then finally, I found one at the Riverwoods. So that's kind of how it got to that point.
Did you feel like, I mean, at that point, were you making like a lot of money and you're like, okay, I'm going to have a lot of growth? Or do you feel like it was like, I'm going to take a risk? Like, because some people, like, I am sometimes like not a big risk taker, you know what I mean? And I'm like, okay, I'm going to have to like spend money to make money. Like, did you feel like that was like the next step? Or did you feel like this is a leap of faith? Like, I just need to like, be all in. Like, what was your mindset there?
Yeah, it was definitely a leap of faith. Every single moment I feel like of my business has been a leap of faith, but I'm so glad I've like taken all of them.
Yeah.
So I'm trying to think. So in the class, let's rewind. In that business class, I made like $800. So in like 4 months, I was like, wow, $800. That's awesome.
Yeah.
I'm selling some rings.
Which that probably doesn't even pay your rent. Like,
right? I don't even want to talk about how much rent was. I can't remember, but then farmers markets. I remember my first market, Riverton Town Days, 4th of July. It was a 2-day market from like 8 a.m. to 10 p.m. Oh my goodness. I wanted to just.
Oh, that's a long day. Yeah.
Those 2 days. But I remember I made like about $1,200. And to me, I feel like you just have to put yourself in that college mindset. You're like, wow.
Yeah.
$100 in 2 days. That's insane. Cause that's like, that's like a bigger paycheck for like a couple weeks, you know? And I was like, holy crap, like this is the way to go. I just have to work once a week or find these markets, you know? So anyways, that was so exciting. I was like, dang, that was a lot. So then I just signed up for a couple more. So I wasn't making like crazy money, but I was making about the same as I would if I worked like a part-time job somewhere.
Yeah.
So I was like, and I wasn't working every day. I was just working.
Yeah.
When I had the markets, but also as an entrepreneur, you're kind of working 24/7.
Yeah.
Excited. So it was just like, you know, this could be really good. And I knew that I had something, like people were definitely like loving what I did. But I'm going to be so honest. Like nobody was begging me to have a store. My parents were like, yes, go put some money down on a retail storefront for your beads. Like nobody wanted that.
Yeah. Yeah.
It's just such a big risk, you know?
Yeah,
And
it is.
most people are just looking out for me and like, yeah, probably just don't do that. You know, like it's a fun idea, but don't actually do it.
Yeah.
I knew in my heart, I just kind of always knew that like, if I did this, like people were already loving it on a small scale. So I was like, I just know people are going to love it on a larger scale. So I just went for it. I remember again, like just taking that leap of faith, and I was praying about it. And I just remember having this feeling come to my heart that whether I'm a big success or a huge failure, as long as I stay close to God and close to my family, everything's going to be okay.
Yeah.
And that has definitely proven true. And even if like we went under in the next however many years, like I know that I would have been so grateful that I did it.
Yeah. Yeah. You've learned so much. I bet you've learned so much too.
Oh, seriously. I feel like I've grown in like 1,000 bazillion different ways. So
yeah. Yeah. Okay. Well, we didn't say this, like, how old are you? Tell my listeners how old you are. You're a child. I could be your mom.
Oh my gosh. I'm 25 years old. So I started at 21, right when I got back from my mission. So I kind of like, I mean, people don't always take you seriously when you're in your young 20s looking for a retail storefront.
For sure.
And I also look like a baby. So like that doesn't help sometimes. I'm like, well, I just got to work with what I have. So but sometimes I feel like it plays to your advantage. Like being a young entrepreneur is, I would say, an impressive thing. Like having,
oh, for sure.
I have 2 retail storefronts at age 25. Like for me, that's just my life now. But like sometimes when I take a step back and like look at what my life is, I'm like, that's not normal. So
yeah, you should be so proud of yourself. Like that is a big flex. Like that's awesome.
I have to sometimes do that because I feel like I beat myself up a lot too. So I have to remember this is cool. I have a cool job.
Well, and I think it's hard too, because, you know, I did photography for a lot of years. And, you know, sometimes people don't take it serious. They're like, oh, that's so cute, your little hobby, and you're making a little money, but they don't realize like, no, this is like a business. Like this is my life. Like I've invested in it. I have sacrificed, like it's a business, you know? So I think sometimes it's hard, even I think being self-employed or an entrepreneur, I think sometimes people don't take it serious. You know, they're like, oh, you're home, you can do this. And you're like, no, like I have a business. Like I have, you know, like you have to,
definitely.
It's serious. Yeah, for sure.
And I thought that would go away like after I have a store, but no. Oh, how's your cute little business going?
Yeah, totally.
It's always the cute and the little for me. I'm like, oh man. But like it is like kind of cute and it is still relatively small. So I guess, you know, they're great and they know about it. So that's good.
Yeah. Oh, that's awesome. Well, I like to give my listeners too, like a little bit of like takeaways, like what have you done for marketing? Like what has worked for you? It sounds like at the beginning, it was a lot of just like showing up and networking and building that brand. But what have you done that's worked since?
Yeah, I guess we haven't talked about it. So first of all, Beadology is a DIY jewelry workshop where friends and families get to come and enjoy, pick from whatever beads and charms I have. We have hundreds of options. So I guess there's a little preface of what I do. So for marketing, I mean, like, I feel like it started all just on Instagram, and that's still definitely our biggest pull. But yeah, it honestly was just like going to events. I feel like I was meeting the right people that got me into different, like we do this big event with this business or that business. Or my first like big collab was like with Mika Rose at the mall. Like that was like a big deal to me. And lately we've had some fun ones with like Zupas and stuff, but I feel like just showing up to things and just like not being shy to talk about your business. Cause sometimes I'm like, oh my gosh, I talk about my business way too much. It's so annoying. But then I'm always surprised, like when it does come up, everyone's like, wait, do you know this person? Oh my gosh, I have to introduce you to this person. Yeah. And I'm like, oh, I'm so glad that we talked about that, or it's this thing wouldn't have happened. So marketing, a lot of just word of mouth and stuff. I've run a few ads, but I feel like that's just a whole space that I'm still learning about. Yeah. Email marketing a little bit here and there. I also struggle there, and I hear that you're an expert about it.
That's my jam for sure. Yeah. Yeah.
But yeah, honestly, not a ton, but TikTok, we've had like creators come in, influencers, and just share. That helps a ton. So
yeah. Well, and even probably just like your customers, like happy customers, and just like, like, hey, tag. I mean, I think that's where I found you, is somebody like had tagged you, somebody had gone there, and I was like, oh, who's this? And you know what I mean? And so I think it's just like when you have happy customers, like they're going to talk about you and they're going to tell their friends, and hey, this was super fun. And so, word of mouth, it is powerful. It's a big deal. So that's
Definitely.
awesome. Yeah. Well, tell my listeners where they can find you. You are based in Utah, so if you are a Utah listener, you're lucky because you can go and visit her stores. But tell people where they can find you.
So our first shop we opened is in Provo at the Shops at the Riverwoods, and the second one we opened was about a year ago, and it's in Draper, right off 123rd, right off the freeway. Anyways, so right over there in Draper. And then on Instagram, you can find us at Beadology _Utah, and same with our TikTok. So find us there. We're always posting fun stuff. We're trying to grow our online presence and e-commerce as well. So watch out for that.
Awesome. Okay, Maysen, I like to end all of my podcasts with asking my guests 2 questions. The first one is, what is a pet peeve?
As a retail owner, if you own a retail storefront, you'll get this. When you could have the busiest day, but there's an hour that's slow, and someone comes in and they're like, oh, do you guys stay busy around here? And you're like, oh my gosh, I'm like mortified that my store is like empty and they think that I'm a failure. And I'm just like, we do well. Yeah, we're doing fine. Thanks for asking. That one always stings a little bit. That we suck.
Yeah. Oh, it's so hard at the beginning. Like you're just so like imposter syndrome is like such a thing where you're like, no, I'm legit. I am legit. So that's awesome.
I know. It's tough.
Okay. What is a simple pleasure? Something that just brings you joy that's simple.
Definitely the most fulfilling part of my job is seeing girls or boys make a piece of jewelry. And it's the cutest thing, especially with little girls, will like put their necklace on that they just made. And I'll say, go run over to the mirror and look at yourself. And literally last week, this girl runs to the mirror and she says, I look so beautiful. And I feel like just instilling that in girls to know that they're beautiful and that they're worth it and that they can be proud of what they did is like the best thing ever.
Oh, I love that. I love that so much. Well, this was so fun. I always love hearing people's stories, and literally like so impressive that you are this like young girl and you were just killing it. Like I love to see like girls and women just like doing their thing and girl bossing. So congratulations on anything. And thank you so much for like coming on and chatting with me.
Thanks so much. I'm proud of you too. You're doing the most amazing things.
Let's not stop the party here. Head on over to my Instagram or Facebook group, Redefine Your Business, and let me know your thoughts about today's show. I will see you again, same time, same place, next week.